Hello, good morning. This is Len Mooney, and this is Lunch with Len on June 16th, 2015. We are live, and I don't have a clue if you can see me or hear me. I cannot see me. My camera connection is not working right now. So I need you to tell me in the chat, do you see me? Do you hear me? How are we doing? I see all you folks out there. So somebody tell me in the chat what's going on. And you hear me. I'm going to type into the chat or see me. And I know there's a delay in the chat, so I'm waiting to hear back from somebody. Anybody? Let me bring somebody over. Yeah, okay. Let me bring Chris. I'm going to bring you over. Anybody who wants to come over is certainly welcome to. Let me see if I can see Chris once she comes over. Well, I can see you.
I can only see your picture.
Yeah, the camera's not connecting. And unfortunately, okay, everybody can hear me. Here's the deal. My camera's not connecting, and the only way I have of getting the camera to connect at this point is to reboot the computer. And if I reboot the computer, that means I shut down the HeyNot, and then we can't get back. So I've got an issue here. However, having said that, there's no reason why you need to see me today. I wasn't going to do anything that requires you to see me, and I believe that if I did a screen share, you could still see my screen. So I'm going to just go ahead and start, and it's 11:30, so I'm going to go ahead and start. And anyone who wants to come over and chat is welcome to. We are into module. We're continuing to cover the Ray Higdon course, the 3-Minute Expert. We're into module 14. And module 14 is, Ray's name is the email game. So I don't have a prepared presentation, no PowerPoints or anything for this. Again, as I said, we're just continuing to cover, continuing to tell you what's in the course. Larry's been joining me over here to support me because he's got the course, and to be honest with you, I don't remember who all has it. I know some of you do. Larry's got the flu today. I got an email from him this morning that he was going back to bed, so we won't be seeing Larry. So let me talk to you about Ray Higdon and email. The first question is, how often do you email your list? And Ray's answer to that is he has emailed his list once a day, every day, for the last 4 years. It's pretty amazing. He talks about people that email their list more often than that and people that email their list less often than that, and I will give you his comments. For people that email their list less often, let's say once or twice a week, his statement is that everyone he knows that has upped their email rate to once a day has seen an increase in traffic and an increase in conversions and an increase in sales as a result of that. And we'll talk about where those sales come from in a couple of minutes. He points out that if you do increase the rate at which you're emailing your list, if you go from like twice a week to once a day, you're going to probably have some people drop off. They're going to say, hey, that's too much. I don't want to get an email every day. I've got too many emails. And his comment to that is, well, that's too bad. Because the increase in sales conversions and et cetera more than justifies the increase in the number of emails. I'm going to type a message back to Elaine and tell her to try, what's the word? Try refreshing. Elaine says that she is not able to hear. So hopefully Elaine will refresh and that will help her. Ray quotes a statement from Brendan Burchard, and that is, go where you are celebrated, not where you are tolerated. So his attitude, okay. Yeah, Elaine, everybody is seeing my profile picture today. My camera is not connecting, and unfortunately, for me to connect the camera, I do know what's wrong at this point, and for me to connect the camera, I have to close down the webinar and reboot my computer. And there's no particular reason why anybody needs to see my face today. I'm not doing anything, and I think you can see my screen if I did a screen share. And I don't have a presentation to give you anyhow today. So yeah, the camera's not picking up. So and I do know why. I do know what the issue is. And rather than bore you with the issue, I'll just tell you that the only solution at this point is for me to reboot, which means we lose the whole webinar. So I'm just going to keep going. And we're talking about Ray Higdon's module 14 of his course, which is the email module, playing the email game. So the first question is, how often do you email your list? That's right, you do see Chris. I brought her over so I could find out what everyone was seeing and hearing for sure. Anyone who wants to come over is welcome to. Anyone who wants to talk is welcome to. Anyone who has anything to offer and wants to chime in is certainly welcome to. All you got to do is tell me in the chat you want to come over. I'll bring you over. Tell me in the chat who has the course. Michael, I think you do. Chris, I don't think you have it, correct? Who else has the course? And
No, I don't have it.
yeah, and who else has gone through module 14 and the email stuff? So maybe you want to come over and participate. Happy to have you. Okay, so his recommendation is email your list once a day. His comment once again is, if you go from emailing a couple times a week to emailing once a day, you're going to probably have some drop off. You'll get some people that tell you that they don't want an email every day, and that's just fine with him. His comment also is, if you email more than twice a day, in his opinion, that's just too much. He normally just doesn't do that. So he has emailed his list once a day for 4 years. Next question. What's the percent of value versus sales pitches? And his answer is 100%. Every email should contain value. He also believes pretty much every email has the opportunity for somebody to buy something, either a link where they can go get further information or maybe in the PS line. But the emails themselves are generally not hard sells. He's not selling. He's presenting value to his customers. If he has an offer that has value, he's going to discuss what the value is and discuss what the benefit to the customer is, but not a hard sales pitch. It's not a sales page. Hi, Michael. I'm having a wonderful day. So let me, again, I'm stopping to look at my notes. Percent value, 100%. Every email has value. Even though the email may also have an offer in it, it's not a sales pitch, it's not a sales page. It has a link to something where they can go get additional information, or again, maybe in the PS line.
Hey, Lynn.
Yo.
I know Michael does have the course. You may want to.
Pardon me?
Michael has the course.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
I've asked him a couple times if he wants to come over. Boy, there was a lot of distortion coming from your voice there. I couldn't understand it at all the first time. I'm not sure what that's all about. Ray also said, you know, if you're emailing your list every day, you're going to get hate mail. You will get hate mail. You'll get nasty comments. In fact, on the day he was making this module for the course, his statement was that he got an email from somebody telling them that they didn't want to be bothered with somebody who emailed them every day, and they were out of here. So they dropped off his list. Once again, he said, go where you're wanted, where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. He also pointed out that people, because of RSS feeds, there may be a lot of people that are seeing your blog posts and your emails that are not on your email list. So that's something important to keep in mind. People could be, again, in my blog, for example, I mean, my blog goes out on an RSS feed, so many people may see it. So I may be sending my blog or a link to my blog to my email list, but a lot of other people may be seeing it that aren't on the list. You should always have a call to action and always have a giveaway. And again, in the email list, frequently in his emails, the call to action, it may be as simple as asking people to share or comment if they got value. He made the comment that you shouldn't do the guru thing. And by the way, I mean, I can't judge some people out there may be trying to take notes and I may be talking way too fast. And if that's the case, just throw up in the chat, hey, Len, slow down. And because I can't judge how many of you are getting writer's cramp trying to write down every word I'm saying. So since Chris is the only one over here right now, I'll ask Chris, am I going too fast?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Again, anyone else out there wants me to slow down, wants time to take some notes, just let me know. We can slow down the pace a little bit. Ray recommended against what he called doing the guru thing. He says, don't do the guru thing. And what he means by that is people that you never hear from, they never email their list unless they're having a major product launch. Then suddenly they'll just, he didn't use the word spam, but let's just say enthusiastically email the list multiple times in a few days because they're doing a product launch. What's that? I was working on a post about Ray's training, almost missed today's meeting. It is recorded for those of us that type slow. Yes, Michael, that's true. But again, I can slow down a little bit if people need me to. So again, he recommended against doing what he called the guru thing. He made the comment he'd probably make some gurus mad at him, but people that just simply don't email their list unless they're doing a major launch, and then they just slam the list over and over and over again over a few-day period, and then they disappear into the woodwork, never to be heard from again until the next time they're doing a product launch. Coming back again around to the idea of emailing your list frequently. So the question is, how often does your target market need your help? Since Chris is the only one over here, I'm going to ask Chris, what would your opinion be? How often does your target market need your help? What do you think, Chris?
If they're new, they probably need it a lot.
Yeah. Well, the clue is in the fact that Ray emails his list every day, and his answer to how many emails should be value versus sales pitches is 100%. Every email should be value. So his comment is your target market needs your help every day. And that's the target market that you want to build. And the ones that want to drop off because you're emailing them too often, so be it. There will be fallout. Everyone he knows who went from 1 or 2 times a week to daily increased their revenue and increased the number of leads they get. So, He also suggested that you try to get them to raise their hand more often, try to get them to be interactive, ask them a question that they need to respond to, for example. something like in the PS line, reply back if you have any interest in working with me on a personal project. Never, he doesn't like sending out links in the emails. Don't spam links. Rather than, so for example, if you joined a new network marketing company, or if you're in a network marketing company, you might say in an email, hey, reply back to me if you have any interest in working with me personally on a side project, but not spam a link or send out a link. Or PS, we are rolling out a new product. Reply back if you would like to, if you'd like a sneak peek. One email, going off in a slightly different direction, one email that he emphasized was what he calls the no link email. And the emphasis is in the word no link. An email that has absolutely no link in it, and it goes something like this. Hey, just a quick email to see how I can help you. Reply back with the biggest struggle, the number one struggle you're having, and I will do my best to help. So all we're doing is putting out a question. How can I help you? What is the number one thing you're struggling with? Reply back to me with your number one struggle, and I'll see if I can help you. And his statement was that he only sends an email like that out unless he has an enormous amount of extra time on his hands, because you will get more replies than you can deal with. And he had one friend that sent out an email like that and got three $3,000 coaching clients off that single email. And Ray will get hundreds of responses from an email like that. His comment was that people like to pour out their hearts about what's bothering them and what they're struggling with. So if you ask them, they're likely to tell you. So let me look at my notes again. The other thing he suggested is that when you are sending emails, if you're asking people to do something, don't give them too many options. If you give them too many options, the confused mind shuts down and ends up doing nothing. So the example might be, if you're selling a product and you have one or two different products, you might have 10 different products, but you only offer them one or two in a single email. You don't offer them all 10. Or if you want them to take action, you don't ask them to do 3 or 4 different things. You ask them to do 1 or 2 things. In terms of talking about asking people to take action, he was very emphatic about not hammering people. Don't make statements like, hey, I put a lot of time and effort into this email, so I really want you to comment or share it. Who are you to tell people? Gently prod them, gently push them, like, I would really appreciate it if you got value from this email, if you would share it or like it or comment on it. Asking them, basically almost asking them to do a favor, but not pushing on them hard, and not maybe the word is even threatening. Gosh, I really put a lot of effort into this email and I spent a lot of time working on it and I really need you to respond to it. Yeah, well, fine, next. And that's his response. And quite honestly, that's mine too. He did talk a little bit about using images in emails. Images, like, for example, going to SurveyMonkey, creating a survey, and then just grabbing an image of one question of the survey and plopping it into an email. Now, the image itself is not something that you would answer in the email, but if you clicked on the image, it would take you to a survey that you could answer the question in. And maybe I should have almost put up a screenshot of what that looks like, and maybe I'll do that on Thursday. But using images in emails to get people to click on an image that takes them somewhere. Talked a little bit about follow-up campaigns, and to be honest with you, this has been one of the sort of dilemmas that I've dealt with over the last 3 years. So many of us are in My Lead System Pro, MLSP, I quite honestly don't know if everyone on this call is in MLSP or not. But as you all know, MLSP has follow-up campaigns, follow-up sequences. So we can take this list of follow-up messages and embed them into our autoresponder so that when somebody opts in, they're going to get the follow-up sequence. And I don't remember, in the main follow-up sequence from Mastery, for example, I don't remember how many emails are in that sequence, but it's a big number. I think it's more than 20. And again, I just don't remember, to be honest with you. Somebody may know that number. If you do, shout it out, put it in the comments. So the question is, if you're emailing your list every day, should you also be using the follow-up sequences? And his comment about that was people prefer fresh content and Google likes fresh content. And he would use follow-up sequences very sparingly, and especially if you're emailing your list every day, because, for example, when somebody opts into your list, let's assume that you are emailing and creating fresh content every day. Now they're also getting a follow-up sequence for the next 20 or 30 days or whatever. Now that person who just opted into your list today is suddenly getting 2 emails a day from you, maybe more, and they may be it just may be too much for them. So maybe you want to consider either segmenting your list off so that the people that are getting a follow-up sequence are not getting your fresh emails every day, or that you really limit the number of emails in a follow-up sequence and you don't use them. And I got to tell you, over the last couple of years, this is a personal comment from me. This did not come from Ray. I'll label it as personal. I have, in almost every list in my email, I have eliminated the long follow-up sequences, especially the ones from MLSP. I just don't use them anymore for the most part. I think I still have one list that still uses that follow-up sequence. But most of all of the sequences are written by me. They're personal, and they don't use the big follow-ups. So I don't know if that's the right thing or the wrong thing. It's just what I'm doing. And Ray was sort of adamant about the same thing, that if you're emailing your list every day, you don't want to be using these big follow-up sequences. So use them sparingly, was his comment. As far as autoresponders, if you're less than $10,000 a month in marketing, making money marketing, then you either want GetResponse or Aweber. You don't want Infusionsoft. Infusionsoft is too expensive and too complicated to set up. He is using Infusionsoft right now, because people ask him, what autoresponder are you using? He's using Infusionsoft, but he didn't start using Infusionsoft until he was making $20,000 a month from his marketing, from his email lists and marketing efforts. So, having said that, GetResponse or Aweber, if people want to know what autoresponders to use. And Thomas Baumann did another module, it's a different module, on how to install a autoresponder capture form into your blog, and he used Aweber as an example, and he made the comment that Aweber is probably the easiest one for beginners to use, and that's been my observation too. Personally, I always suggest Aweber to people. If you don't have an autoresponder, I suggest Aweber. One, it's pretty easy to use, and two is that I've had just exemplary luck, customer support from Aweber. Anytime, well, they're not there on weekends, but anytime in between weekends that you pick up the phone and call them, a real human being answers the phone, and they really go out of their way to help you. So I really like Aweber, and that's one of the reasons I stick with them, and one of the reasons I recommend them. Okay, links in emails. He likes, I don't know, the right word is probably not cloak links, but he likes to just have something that says click here or watch here, versus having the HTTP : / blah, 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 blah links printed out there. I don't know if you really understand what I'm saying or not, but you can put the word click here for more information, and then you can turn that into a clickable link so that the HTTP and all that stuff is sort of hidden from the viewer's eye. They don't see it. All they see is click here for more information or something like that. He likes that better. Okay. And then once again, he talked about encouraging people to comment and share, but don't beg or dictate. So, hey, if you get value, please feel free to share or consider sharing, etc. Right. Email naturally. Big tip. Email naturally. Don't write each email like it's a sales page. He made the observation that he's seen even some pretty powerful marketers go hire copywriters, and every email they send out sounds like a formally written sales page. And he advised against doing that. He advised to email naturally, share your journey, share pictures, share stories, and don't ever go for long periods without emailing your list. In fact, he said, pretend that they're paying you and ask yourself, if they were paying me, would I be providing value to them worthy of them paying me for it? So provide value. Are you providing enough value so that they would recommend you to a friend? They would tell a friend, hey, you got to jump on this guy, Chris's email list because she's providing tremendous value. That is pretty much what he had to say in the module on email. I may have left something out, but I don't know what it is. So that's really the module on email. I'm gonna continue on for just another few minutes into module 15, which was how to get more engagement. So, opening statement of module 15, how to get more engagement. And again, if there's any questions, put them in the chat or invite yourself to come over and I'll bring you over. Opening comment, content is king, but engagement is queen, and she rules the house. So, comment made by a person named Mari Smith. But he went on to emphasize, Ray went on to emphasize that engagement is not a substitute for making money. Don't assume that people know what you want them to do. Tell them what you want them to do, but do it in a non-resistant way. Again, he repeated in module 15, reiterated some of the things that he said in module 14, which is feel free to share a tag. Use things like if I would you. So if I were to do a webinar on content creation, would you like to attend it? Would you be interested? Things like that. He talked about doing giveaways. He talked about some giveaways he's done where he's either given away some content or maybe given away a gift certificate or something, given away 10 cold market recruiting products. Register here, comment here, share here to get into my giveaway. So ways to get people to engage, and quite frankly, bribing people. Anyone who does X gets a download. Those who do X get put into a drawing. So asking them to do something and giving them a gift for doing something. And doing that maybe once or twice a month, just again, trying to increase engagement. Module 15 was actually really short. It was less than 10 minutes long, so I'm going to finish it here in just about 2 or 3 more sentences. He encouraged strongly that you interact with your commenters. If people do comment on your blog posts, if they comment on Facebook, etc., that you interact with the commenters. And he also made the comment that he doesn't do that so much anymore because it's just too busy and too many comments. But certainly in the beginning, if you're building your list, you should interact with your list as often as you can and interact with the people. So he suggested forming a tribe, and he said that I'm going to sort of repeat what he said here. I believe I wrote it down word for word. The hardest comments and shares are the first ones. And the reason for that is that someone looking at a post and seeing, well, if you liked if you liked it, for example, please feel free to comment or share it. And they see no comments or shares, they may be reluctant to be the first one. So, and I'm going to put this out there for the Lunch with Len Crowd, because this is an interesting one. He said, form a tribe of, a handful of people where you agree with each other to share and comment each other's stuff. And I think that's a great idea, and maybe we should consider doing that seriously. We have a small group of us. We actually have 83 people registered for Lunch with Len, but there's only a small core group of us that are here all the time. But I'll just put this out there today, and we don't have to answer it today, but if we formed up a small little group where we shared and commented each other's stuff and tried to help each other with the distribution. And he made the comment that there is a free one that's associated with his blogging group. And if you could
Len?
Yeah.
Would we put our content, say a video or blog post, in the Lunch for Len group?
Well, I haven't thought it through that much, to be honest with you, Chris. I don't know the answer to that, and that's something we can talk about. That might be one place to do it. Yeah, it could be. It could be, or we could form a separate little group. I don't know. Let me think about that a little bit. What's the intention of the Lunch with Len group, and would that be the appropriate place, or should we form a separate group? You folks can think about that too. Maybe we'll talk about it a bit on Thursday. So that is the end of module 15 as well. It was really a very short module, how to get more engagement. And, the basic answer is talk to people, make offers, ask them to do things, comment on their comments, and et cetera. So those are those two modules on emailing. And basically, that's it. I would love to be part of a blogging forum. It is needed to grow your rankings. Yeah, okay. All right, let's think about how to put that together, Michael. Let's talk about it. Hopefully you'll be here on Thursday. Let's talk about it on Thursday. So that's really those two modules. If I start into the next module, we'll go way over. So actually, the next module is really very short too, because I think everyone here knows how to do it, but I'll talk about it on Thursday, and that's giveaways and opt-in forms. So we're at module 16 of Ray Higdon's course. So we're moving through it. And unless there's comments or questions, I'll just call it Lunch with Len for today. And with a little bit of luck, on Thursday, you'll be able to see me. Oh, maybe not seeing me is also, maybe not seeing me is good. So any comments or questions? And I don't see anything in the chat. So I'm just sort of giving it another maybe 30 seconds because there is a delay, and I can't, I don't know how long, what the delay is, so for sure. And if I don't see anything, we'll shut it down. And thank you all for coming today. So who all is left out there? Bill, Michael, Elaine, Chris. Jana dropped off. I wonder if she's having trouble. I think she's at work. She was there. So, all righty. I guess that's it.
See you later.
And Chris, you're on your way to when do you leave for Las Vegas?
Tomorrow morning.
Cool. Well, you have fun.
I will.
Enjoy yourself. And Chris will be our special guest one of these days real soon. She's going to tell us everything she learns in Las Vegas. Well, maybe not everything she learns in Las Vegas, but maybe she'll just tell us what she learns at what summit is this? The No Excuses?
No Excuses, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And who's that? Is that who runs that?
Fernie.
Yeah, it's Fernie, huh? Okay. Yeah, I've never been to No Excuses. Alrighty then. Going once. Going twice. I'm shutting it down.